agenda?
So move.
Second.
Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Foster, second by Commissioner Snyder. Is there any comments, questions, or concerns on the agenda? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hovey-Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner
Yes.
Mahoney, Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
and that motion is approved. Next, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of May 12th, 2020.
So moved.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns on the minutes of May 2020? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey-Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
and that motion carries. Next, I'd like to move on to presentations. The Director of Health, Kathy Moore. Kathy, are you with us?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I
Yep.
am. Thank you.
Great.
This is Kathy Moore, the Public Health Director and Health Officer for the jurisdiction of Muskegon County. The COVID update for Muskegon County, total tests reported to date, 4,650 tests. Of those confirmed positive cases as of yesterday, 538. Total deaths to date, 26. We continue to see the gender, approximately 60% female and 40% male for positive cases. Yet for deaths, it's almost the opposite, approximately 60% male and 40% female for the 26 deaths. The positive cases continue to span across all age groups, with the age range 50 to 59 being the highest age range experiencing the positive cases. And the race, as far as race, African Americans continue to be reflective of approximately 40% of all positive cases, while only approximately 14% of the total population. We have started collecting and reporting recovered cases. As of yesterday, we have identified 141 individuals as recovered. So of the 538, we've identified 141 as recovered. We are also calculating the positivity rate, the cumulative positivity rate, and the 7-day moving average positivity rate. And we are reflecting just shy of 12% for the positivity rate. And I will pause there.
Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. Next, I'd like to hear from the Director of Emergency Services, Rich Warner, if he is available.
Madam Chair, can I ask Kathy a question, please?
Certainly. Go ahead, Commissioner Laring.
So, Kathy, I am wondering if you've done any comparison to this to a typical flu season. Where would these numbers be in a typical flu season?
It's really, right now, we have not compared it, Commissioner Laring, because we've experienced cases for COVID-19 just since March, mid-March, for our positive cases. So we've only had 2 months of data, and our flu season cases are reflected for a whole year. So I wouldn't be the statistician to make that, but we do have an epidemiologist on staff, and I will ask her if she could extrapolate or make the adjustments for the year. Because we're looking at numbers for partial of a year for COVID-19, and our flu rate is for the whole year.
Thank you, Kathy. Anyone else have any questions for Kathy Moore before we move on? Seeing none. Rich, are you on?
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes.
I have
Tim?
a quick question on contact tracing
Okay.
and the use of volunteers at the health department. I know the mental health is doing their congregate or buildings. Have we moved forward to do anything with nursing homes? Or have the nursing homes themselves done any of that nature to?
Yes, so we've had the, thank you, Commissioner Mahoney. The National Guard actually was here yesterday, and we coordinated the testing of residents and staff at the local nursing homes. Public health contacted the nursing homes, and they had the option of having the National Guard team come in and conduct the test, or having that team drop off the test, and they would administer those tests themselves. So of the 3 of the 8 wanted the National Guard to conduct the test. They finished 2 of them yesterday. They're in town today, finishing the 3rd, and then the other 5 wanted the test dropped off. And so National Guard dropped off the test. They will test their own employees and residents, and then we'll get the results there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Kathy? We will move on to Rich Warner. Rich, are you available? Mark, do you know if Rich is here?
I'll double check. He was entering some last data this afternoon, so I'll make sure he joins us before we end the meeting today.
That's great. I know he's been extremely busy.
Yes, over 1,200 hand entered, I believe,
Great.
so far.
Great. Well, we will move on to public comment on an agenda item then. If you
Jim
have
Riley
public
would like
comment,
to make
would
a
you
comment.
please, pardon me?
Jim Riley would like to make a comment.
Jim, go right ahead. 2 minutes, please.
All righty. I'm sure you all agree that the buck stops at the county commissioners. You folks are the voice, and ultimately responsible for all county activities. On Tuesday, you had the opportunity to ask the emergency manager, Bob Wilkins, these questions, but chose not to. I'll assume that's because you already knew the answers. Hopefully, you'll share those answers to the listeners on this public meeting. What are the plans to repair the Pioneer Park washout and retrieve the aluminum stairway? I was there yesterday and saw it poking its head out of the water. What are the plans to repair all the moss-covered roofs, the rotting wood, the mold-covered building walls, and chipped flaking paint that covers most of the buildings at Pioneer Park? Given the expected reduction in park revenues this year, are you still planning to spend over $1 million on the new bathhouse and storage shed? And finally, where will the money come from to do the clearly necessary maintenance on most of the structures at Pioneer Park and the general maintenance at Minert Park and the other county parks? I look forward to hearing your answers. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else have public comment?
Northwest of Nova, Nevada, class minor, magnitude 0.3.
Anyone else have public comment?
You can also raise your hand through this program as well. And I don't see any hands raised.
I don't see any
Commissioner.
hands either.
But wait, I know Ashlyn Scott would like to speak, but she didn't see the item on the agenda. It is under community development and strategic planning for the Love Lives Here.
Oh, okay. This is Ashlyn Scott. I
Yeah.
apologize. I was looking for it to be specific to the agenda and didn't see it. So I am here in favor of, when the time comes for discussion, I am here in favor of the Love Lives Here resolution. And I can speak to that intimately because I was one of the 2-3 people that drafted the original letter, Love Lives Here, on the diversity, that is the Muskegon Rotary Club's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. And we had at that time, this was probably 2016, I believe, we had almost 200 signatures. And then we've had the Love Lives Here event or rally at Happy Park for 3 years. Now, we're not going to host it this year. I just want it to be clear that it is sanctioned. The resolution that is sanctioned, has been vetted by the Muskegon Rotary Club. We redrafted the letter, and Marcia, of course, can attest to this as well. In committee, it was sent back to the board for the Muskegon Rotary Club a couple of times. They wanted us to remove the name Rotary out of the letter itself, and we did that. But they did sanction it, gave their blessings, and the letter in no way, shape, or form was meant to be plagiarized or anything like that. It has been blessed by the Muskegon County, the Muskegon Rotary Club. And that's all I have to say on that matter.
Thank you, Eslyn. Is there anyone else?
Yes,
There's a hand up. Go ahead.
Donna
Okay, go right
Pennington. I don't
Yes,
know
go
if
right
you
ahead,
can,
Donna.
go ahead. Did you say?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay. So I'm Donna Pennington, 1418 Lakeshore, Muskegon. Thanking you for the opportunity to make some comments on the Love Lives Here resolution that's before the County Commission. In recent years, our politics and our interactions with one another have too often been characterized by divisiveness and hatred and bigotry, as is outlined in the resolution. And to be silent when another's being attacked, either verbally or physically, is to be complicit. And we're hoping for an atmosphere of greater respect. I'm distressed as a member of the Progressive Democratic Women's Caucus that Commissioner Laring repeatedly refers to our group in his Facebook posts.
Please
as
don't single out a commissioner. You're
Okay.
addressing the board today.
Okay, so we have had some uncivilized interactions, I guess, and we would like the tone, I would like to see the tone be much more positive going forward, and I would like to just speak in favor of the Love Lives Here resolution as the correct tone and direction for my community. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
I would.
We have a raised hand there.
Okay,
Do you see that?
I do not. But I'm not-
James?
James? James, would you have a comment? Someone else spoke up. If you have a comment, go right ahead.
This is Doug Wood.
Yes, Doug.
Also, okay, yeah, also a member of Muskegon Rotary and a board member, current board member. As a resident of Muskegon County, I speak in favor of the Love Lives Here resolution that's before you today, and echo what Aslan had to say regarding the purpose of the Rotary Club's discussion around this resolution. And it really was to put our discussions and differences in a way, that we can speak them in a way that's civil and respectful, and that the most important part is that we're all trying to take care of each other. And so with regard to the board's involvement, statement was taken to the board, and in its most recent iteration, the board approved the idea that any other organization, including the county commission or any other group or business in town, could certainly take that statement and adopt it in any way that they saw fit. So if there's similarity, that is certainly an okay thing for the Rotary Board. And as Aslan said, this has been presented to the club as well. So again, I speak in support. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Anyone else have a public comment?
Josie James has her hand raised.
Josie?
Yes, hello, everyone. And thank you for permitting me to comment on the Love Lives Here resolution. On March 11th, 2020, the Executive Committee of the NAACP Muskegon branch fully and enthusiastically voted to support the Love Lives Here resolution as resurrected by District 2 Commissioner Marcia Wright. There is an abundance of negative events, community strife, and news that's worrisome and often difficult to avoid or have control over. But there is one thing that each of us individually can control, and that is how we treat each other. And that is more powerful than all the other bad stuff. I hope that each and every person reading this resolution makes a personal commitment to be kind and ensure through deliberate actions, large and small, our greater Muskegon community is a safe place for everyone who lives here. As a side note, I just want to let you know that when I researched the origins of the phrase "love lives here," it appears as though it was originally a GOP response created by a Pennsylvania town commissioner, Bob Gillis. And it was created in response to a Democratic motto, "Hate has no home here." So think about this. You have two phrases, "Hate has no home here," and "love lives here." They all arrive at the same thing. And no one in this meeting should be opposed to this resolution. I'm asking the commissioners to vote and to pass this resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josie. Is there anyone else with public comment?
Commissioner,
Yes.
Sheriff Poulin.
Yes, sure. Go right ahead, please.
I just really want to support and endorse those comments that were received as a elected official in Muskegon County. Obviously a member of this community. I'm a Rotary member, and I'm also a member of the committee they spoke of. My support ran the first year that I was involved. I actually spent my own money and purchased the Love Lives Here stickers, and I had them placed on our cruisers because I thought it was very important that our community understood this message, that we don't have room for hate. We need to get along. This community needs to work on the same mission, and I fully support this, and I would appreciate the commission's support also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheriff Poulin. Is there anyone else?
Nancy raised her hand.
Nancy?
Yes. I fully support this resolution called Love Lives Here. I can't imagine why anybody would be against that. Despite Commissioner Zach Laring's posting recently, which showed a rhinoceros.
Please refrain from addressing an individual commissioner. You're addressing the entire board.
Okay, well, I think that, we need to show respect in the community. And there are certain members, including members of the county board, that do not show respect for people that disagree with them. And that is all the more reason why we need a resolution that states that love lives here. And we need to treat one another with respect. And that just affirms that we have a need to do that.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Anyone else for public comment? Mark, do you see anybody? I don't.
No, I do not, Madam Chair.
All right, we will move on then to communication. You will see on your agenda that we've received one letter of communication from Mahoney County, and it will be placed on file and part of the original record. Moving on, I have committee and board reports, community development and strategic planning.
Madam Chair, I have a comment about that resolution. I am in very strong support of this resolution from Mahoney County, particularly the second sentence of that resolution. The Mahoney County Board of Commissioners perceives that certain restrictions in the executive order violate the civil rights of Michigan residents that are protected by the United States Constitution and the Constitution of the State of Michigan of 1963.
Thank you, Commissioner Laring.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about this resolution, but since Commissioner Laring did, I will say that in reading this in total, it is totally irresponsible to the situation that we are dealing with at the county and every particularly Muskegon County. We just heard the statistics from Ms. Moore, and we are not in we are in the height of the virus affecting our county, and I think this is irresponsible. So I would just like to state my strong opposition to it.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Seeing none, we will move on to committee and board reports. Community Development and Strategic Planning, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Community Development and Strategic Planning Committee met on May 14, 2020. It was recommended, and I move CD SP 20/05-06, authorizing staff to hire Austin Carlson and Marilyn Anderson from my partners, all associated funds, and CDSP 2005-07 to approve the Love Lives Here resolution.
Thank you. Commissioner Naish, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Naish, second by Commissioner Mahoney. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, we have a roll call, please. Pardon me?
I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
I intend to abstain with respect to the second portion. I don't think that we need to be in a position that we adopt all of these resolutions one way or the other, for or against. I have demonstrated my own concern for it, and as far as I'm concerned, that's where we ought to be. I don't believe that it's necessary to have a governmental unit endorse a resolution that comes from the general public.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Snyder.
Madam
Appreciate
Chair,
it.
I have a comment I need to make now.
Commissioner Lurry, go right ahead.
So although I do respect Commissioner Schneider's perspective on the particular resolution, I believe he has to have a conflict of interest to abstain from voting on it. I too oppose this resolution. I do not believe the board needs to pass another useless resolution, but I would like to suggest that he does need to vote unless he has a conflict of interest.
And again, Commissioner Lurry, I believe you are correct. Commissioner Snyder, I think you will be required to vote on this unless you have a conflict of interest or declare a conflict of interest in some way. All right, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Unfortunately, because of that, yes, I think it's ridiculous, but yes.
You're voting yes on 06 and 07?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Thank you. Commissioner Wilkins. Commissioner Wilkins, unmute. Commissioner Wilkins. I'll come back to you. Vice Chair Foster.
Yes on 06, no on 07.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
No on both.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Hello?
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Thank you. Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
So we have 9 yes on, I'm sorry, we have
8 yes.
8 yes, 7 yes, 2 no on 8 yes, 1 no on 6, and 7 yes, 2 no on 7.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Both motions pass.
Thank you, Madam
Thank
Chair. That will conclude my report.
Thank you,
I
Commissioner.
just have a comment or a brief piece of information. Chairman Hughes has
Yes, Marcia.
offered to buy the 50 remaining yard signs, the Love Lives Here yard signs that Rotary has secured. And so I will be giving those out at the farmer's market on Saturday at 9 o'clock by the stage. I'll have them in my car, and please wear a mask. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Susie.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marcia.
Commissioner Hughes, yes.
And now we will move on to the Transportation Committee. Commissioner Wilkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Transportation Committee met May 14th, 2020, and I move TR 2005-14 through 2005-18.
Support.
We have a motion in support. Motion by Commissioner Wilkins, second by Commissioner Mahoney. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Naish. Commissioner Naish.
Yes.
Was that Commissioner Naish saying pass?
Correct.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes on 14, 15, 16, and 17, no on number 18.
Thank you. Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner Mahoney. Commissioner Mahoney, are you on for the roll call on the Transportation Committee?
Looks like he's lost the connection.
Yeah, I don't see it anymore.
So I will show him as not voting due to technical. And then I want to come back to Commissioner Naish. Did you wish to pass on all of these?
No, I want to vote no on 17 and yes on the rest.
Thank you.
Clerk Waters?
Yes.
I vote yes.
And I was just getting ready to come to you. Thank you.
Okay.
And you
For some reason, my volume went down and then my screen went down, and it's trying to reconnect me right now. So thank you.
Okay, and you're yes on all 14 through 18?
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I am.
So it is 9 yes on 14, 15, 16, 8 yes, 1 no, 2 no's on 17, and 1 no, 8 yes, and 1 no on 18.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk, and those motions carry.
I said not voting due to technical.
Madam Chair, I had a question.
Yes, go right ahead.
I wanted to get an update on how we're going to notify the public of this hearing that's supposed to start the day after the holiday through the 19th, through the 11th.
Mr. Wilkins or Mr. Coons, are you on?
Oh.
Yes, I'm here. Bob Wilkins, Community Development Director. I'm not sure if Jim is on, but I can answer that question, sir. We will be promoting the public hearing or the public comment period through the MAT's website. There will be a phone-in number that people can call to leave comments on the public comment period and on the proposal. We'll be promoting it through social media outreach and also on the buses and from the other Matt's drivers and other staff at the facility will be promoting this. We will also reach out to the communities and community organizations to make them aware of the public comment period.
Yeah, I would definitely want to see this publicized with our Health West organization, also with the Disability Connection Group, and make sure that we notify the NAACP.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to do a correction on the vote for the Transportation Committee.
Okay,
It was 8 yes and one not voting on 14, 15, 16. And then it was 6 yes, 2 not voting on 17. 2 voting no on 17 and 1 not voting on that vote also. And then on 18, it was 8 yes and 1 no. 7 yes, 1 no, and 1 not voting, because I show that Commissioner Mahoney did not vote on any of those motions.
okay. Commissioner Mahoney, could you verify that, please? If you're on.
We're trying to get a hold of him right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
It kicked me off, and I know that sometimes after 40 minutes, Zoom will kick you off, and I know I have been on about 44 minutes, so.
Ken is back on though.
Okay,
by phone.
great. Ken, did you vote on the Transportation Committee? Commissioner Mahoney?
Voted yes.
He voted yes.
On 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So that will change our vote then.
Thank you very much, Clerk Waters. I appreciate your attention to that. Realistine, are we complete with the Transportation Committee now?
Yes.
Great, thank you very much.
I have a question at this point. Did
Yes,
someone,
go right ahead, Commissioner Snyder.
did everyone vote on all of the items that were scheduled on the Transportation Committee?
Yes, Commissioner, everyone did vote now that we've taken the vote from Commissioner Mahoney.
Oh, I
I'm
thought I
back
heard
on
you
for
say-
some reason.
Yeah, I thought I heard you say that there was a pass to somebody.
Well, Commissioner Naish had passed, but when I came back to him, he voted yes on 14, 15, 16, no on 17, and yes on 18.
Okay, thank you. I just
Thank
wanted
you.
to do the fact that you wouldn't let me abstain on the prior.
I gave you,
You're not getting
Commissioner-
away with it.
Commissioner, I did give you that opportunity.
All right, we will move on now to Ways and Means. Commissioner Skolnick.
Thank you. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. The Ways and Means Committee met on May 19th, 2020. It was recommended, and I moved WM 20/05-40, 41, 43, and 44.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second,
We have a second. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
yes.
Commissioner Wilkins, Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
thank you. Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes on 43, no on the rest.
thank you. Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 no on 40, 41, 43. I'm sorry, 44, and 9 yes on 43.
Thank you very much. That motion those motions carry.
And that completes my report, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Skolnick. We will move on to the commissioner reports and committee liaison reports. Are there any committee liaisons that have a report from their committee? I know a lot of.
Commissioner Hughes?
Yes.
I did the Zoom meeting at the road commission the other day. They're monitoring closely because the revenue from the gas tax is down considerably in March and April. Nobody was driving anywhere, so the funds are down a lot, and they'll have to be monitoring that to see how it affects their budget over the year.
Thank you. I hadn't thought about that, but I'm sure that does make a big difference. Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair, I have a report from the Fair Board.
Go right ahead, Commissioner Lurry.
So the Fair Board met on Tuesday, the 19th, and they are still planning to go ahead with their summer fair. They are cautiously waiting to see the executive orders coming down from the governor. They do have a couple of issues that are very agricultural and might be information for the public might be interested in. If I can go forward with that, it may be boring to some. They are potentially considering the idea of not having hogs in the show this year because they cannot find a slaughter facility to take the hogs. All of the slaughtering facilities are backed up until August and September. Because of all of the closures around the country of all the meat processing plants. But they are, at this point, they are intending to go through with the fair, just possibly not showing hogs.
Okay, well, thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on.
Wait, Susie, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Marcia.
Yeah, the Health West board. They have been seeing clients virtually for the most part. They did have to close down Brink's facility. It's a residential facility. It had a small number of patients, and the rent at the old nursing home got to be exorbitant. So that's going to be up. They're looking to bring that up again in several months once they find a suitable location. They are doing their own tracing for their clients because of, just they know the clients and where they are and how to deal with difficult situations with them. The financially, there's always a struggle. And some of the money did come in. I think we're whole for 2018, but 2019 is still not, has not come through. So that's in a nutshell. John Snyder has more to add.
Thank you. John, did you have something else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay, thank you. We will move on to the chairman's report. I'd like to we have a building authority appointments for terms 6/30/2000 that will last through 6/30/2023. And I'd like to have a motion to appoint Mark Eisenbarth, Beth Dick, Mark Fairchild, and Matt Farah to the building authority.
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mahoney and second by Commissioner Foster. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Commissioner Wilkins. I'll come back to Commissioner Wilkins. Commissioner Wilkins? She's on the phone. Can you vote on the appointments?
Star 9.
Yeah, you're on,
Here you
Williston.
You're,
Yes.
thank you. Vice Chair Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Lurry.
No.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
Commissioner Naish.
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 no.
Thank you very much. That motion carries. Next on my agenda, I'd like to remind you that Memorial Day weekend is just starting a day away. The stay home order is still in effect, but there's a lot of outdoor activities that you can enjoy while social distancing. You can go fishing, you can buy and print your fishing license online at michigan.gov. You can go boating, including motorized boating, kayak, canoeing, and sailing. Fall within your recreational activities permitted under the order, and you can still do those. You can also renew your boat registration online if you need to. Also, recreational passports for state parks, boating access sites, and other recreational areas have been suspended, so you are welcome to enjoy any of those this coming weekend too. I do want to give you some bad news. Recent festival cancellations include the Unity Christian Festival, Rockstock, Burning Foot Beer Festival, and the Michigan Irish Music Festival. So these are really going to be, it's going to be a sad time in Muskegon this year. So we're going to have to call on Bob Wilkins to come up with some really creative ideas. And so if any of you've got any of those for Bob, we're open to listening to anything. Also, I'd like to tell you that the Muskegon Clippers baseball season for 2020 has also been canceled. The Lake Express is set to sail for the first time on June 4th, and it'll be the first crossing of 2020. Orchard View High School will be holding their high school graduation at Heritage Landing in August. We're all looking forward to that. And the emergency manager, Rich Warner, will be holding a Zoom meeting Friday morning at 9 a.m. with the townships and city managers to provide them an update on applications submitted pertaining to flooding and information on how they can let their residents know how to file an application with our emergency manager so that we can take a look on that. That is pretty much the end of my report, and I would like to turn this over to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have 3 items for consideration today. The first item, A, authorize to approval of the COVID-19 preparedness and response plan.
Do I have a motion for this? This was presented to us on Tuesday, and there is a copy of it in your agenda today.
So moved.
I would move to approve. I think it's very thorough and very thoughtful and organized.
Marcia, I had a motion by Real Esteem. Would you do a second, please?
A second, yes.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Wilkins, a second by Commissioner Wright. Any comments, questions, or concerns?
Madam Chair, I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Laring.
I just want to state that I'm kind of opposed to this because it doesn't seem aggressive enough. We need to get this county open quicker than that.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
8 yes, 1 no.
Thank you very much. That motion carries.
Thank
Mr.
you. The
Administrator.
second one, move to authorize participation in work share program.
So moved.
So move.
Support.
We have a motion by Commissioner Naish, seconded by Commissioner Skolnick. Any comments, questions, or concerns? I do have a comment on this. Mark, as I read through this, it looks like we are preparing to close the entire county building and offices in not only there, but in the secondary complex across the street on Fridays. And I'd like to say that I'm in big support of that. I know in Grand Rapids, we deal a lot with municipalities in Grand Rapids. I know that a lot of them are closed on Friday. They do a 4-day work week. I think that's an excellent idea. I think it will save us money in areas we hadn't thought of, like we'll be able to turn the heat up for air conditioning or it down for the heat. And besides that, we wouldn't have lights on. I think that's an excellent opportunity for us to move forward. There are some things that I don't like about this program, but in the best interest of Muskegon County, which is my job, I do think this is best for us. And I appreciate all the time and effort you put into it.
Well, thank you very much. We have, just to let you know, we have 275 employees committed to this. Every department has, except for the deeds office. We have not heard back from him yet. And the other one is the Health West. They have roughly 42 employees on furlough already. And then obviously the ones that can't participate is the Road Patrol, jail, JTC, and wastewater operations to treat wastewater, obviously, and JTC. So there's a few exceptions, but very pleased with all the directors and their staff working hard these last 2 weeks to get this together. Looking forward to hear from Mark Fairchild, which I believe is coming through now. So maybe that's in here already. I just got an update on that as well. So very pleased with every department who is participating.
Thank you very much. Are there any comments or questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
just
go ahead, Bob.
question. I'm just curious, like, what's happening with, say somebody needs a birth certificate or, they need some document like right away.
We're still open Monday. The idea is to be open Monday through Thursday anyway, and then they can call.
What's been happening now for the last month or two?
Clerk Waters, would you like to address that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond. Thank you. First of all, since the close down in March, we've been processing marriage licenses. In fact, I just signed 6 today, and we've gone through a process by mail that's online, and it's working very, very well. So well that I figure we'll keep them ordering it online for the month of June and July while we are closed to get those that we haven't been able to service. On birth certificates, they come in today, and within 3 days or sooner, we've turned them around. We had someone today who had an emergency situation, and I have a staff person that meets them outside and checks their paperwork and gives them what they need. So I think everyone needs to go to the county clerk's office. Certainly with death certificates, we're meeting the funeral directors 2 or 3 times a week as needed for giving them their needs because they're not able to come into the office. And I would say that because we've been open every single day from the time we've shut down, we've been monitoring and giving excellent service, and I think there'd be no complaint. I think even going to the 4 days a week, we'll be starting to bring in CPL licenses that we haven't been able to do at all. We'll be starting to bring in new ones on the notaries. We haven't been able to do any of those new ones, but we did. The sheriff gave us support on bringing in people whose applications their notaries were expiring. And so we had 2 days a week. We have 2 days a week on Tuesday from 10 to noon, and on Thursday from 2 to 4, that by appointment, these people who are needing to have their notaries renewed, they're coming in and they're just thrilled with the ability that we've done online, giving everybody instructions and everything. And I've had no complaints from anybody because the staff has really stepped up, and we've really done an excellent job in serving the needs of the general public. We now have a new system. The courier for the hospital is no longer delivering birth information to us because we're the ones that have to make up the birth certificates. And before, in the old system, you had to wait 10 days. Now we no longer get the courier. We're in a new process, automated, just like the funeral home process. And that's even going to be faster in home births. I'm just very, very pleased with the staff and our ability to give all the service during this time. And for those that we weren't able to give, they're our highest priority when we do open up to the public.
Susie, I have one other.
Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
If I may.
Go ahead, Bob.
I know that Mark Fairchild is on this call because I saw his name. I'm just curious, like somehow I think it got solved, but I'm not sure. I had calls from 3 realtors about something that the register has to do before they can approve a mortgage or disperse the funds. And I'm just curious, is that resolved?
Mark, could you answer that for us, please?
Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten any more calls, so whatever they did.
The host will be informed that you would like to.
I think Mike might be having some difficulty, but I know several of the realtors that have talked to me have sent me things back that it has been resolved.
Okay.
And
All
I'd
right.
also like to thank Nancy Waters. I've had a couple people contact me. I've done exactly what she said, and I've gotten messages back from them that it worked just perfectly. So thank you very much. I know every department has just gone out of their way to accommodate the people, and I can't thank all of you enough.
Chairman
So
Hughes?
Any other comments? Yes, yes. Mark, go right ahead.
This is Mark Fairchild from the Register of Deeds office.
Yes, Mark, go right ahead.
I know there was some comments here, so I was trying to take care of our technology here. So just an update, the Muskegon County Register of Deeds office is open every day from 8 to 5, and like I've told some other people, it's actually, some of us are working 14-hour days because California doesn't close till 6 o'clock, and sometimes they go home later than that. So we've been doing a significant amount of electronic recording. Otherwise, documents that come in by mail, FedEx or UPS are recorded in a timely fashion. And anybody that calls the Register of Deeds office, we return their calls. Anybody that emails us, we take care of them via email and also talk to them. But we've been supplying the recorded copies to anybody via email, by mail, or they can go online because we're open 24 hours a day there. But we've recorded tens of thousands of documents on behalf of the citizens of Muskegon County since the COVID closure. And our revenue being slightly down was only down approximately 15% for the month of April. So we are still on budget to generate the revenue that we budget for the revenue side of things for Muskegon County. But anybody that, go ahead.
I was going to say thank you very much.
Okay.
Mark, I appreciate that. Now, are you going to be able to participate in the work-share program with the rest of the county?
Yeah, I see there was some confusion there. I notified the administrator that everyone in our office was interested participants, and also notified the HR director of the same.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright. Commissioner
Yes.
Hovey Wright, thank you.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring. Commissioner Laring,
Sorry. Yes, are we, Matt, I have a question. Are we voting on item B, the work-share program?
yes,
Yes,
we're
yes, we are.
voting on 12B.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
2 yeses.
2 yeses. Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins. Commissioner Wilkins,
You need
Yes.
to go home. You just.
thank you. Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
that is 10 yeses. I gave Commissioner Skolnick 2 yeses. It's 9 yeses and 0 noes.
Thank you very
Appreciate the
much.
support.
And I know this is a difficult thing for some of us, but it is definitely in the best interest of Muskegon County. So thank you very much. Mr. Administrator, please continue.
Thank you. The last item C, move to approve the 2020 Muskegon County Park Campground opening plan.
So move.
We have a motion by Commissioner Naish.
Second.
And we have a second by Gary.
No, Marcia.
Support, I
Marcia.
did.
Okay. All right. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hughes,
Yes,
8 yes, 1 no.
thank you very much. That motion carries.
Thank you. That ends my report.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have a comment.
Yes, go right ahead, Commissioner Lurry.
So I tried to make a comment under this, but somebody keeps muting my microphone. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But my comment is, the reason I voted no for that is I was really hopeful the department would come up with a opening for Memorial Day weekend. I think it's not fast enough or aggressive enough. We need to be open this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate your concern. It's, you know, it's really not our decision. That's really the governor's decision. And it just was not possible the way things are set right now. Right now, we need to go into closed session.
Oh, wait a second.
Yes.
Before we do that, if you don't mind, Rich Warner's online for us to give us a quick update.
Wonderful. Rich, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
He's on a phone line.
He's on a phone line. He's going to have to unmute himself.
Yeah. *6, Rich,
*6.
can you hear me?
On your phone, you have to dial *6, Rich.
All right. Well, we'll catch him afterwards.
All right.
Oh, there we go. I finally got it to unmute.
Oh,
can you hear me now?
Hey.
I'm sorry. My phone didn't want to work.
That's okay. No.
Well, good afternoon. It has been a very busy week for this department. I'd like to say I have gotten some outstanding volunteers that have come in and helped, along with some other staff that was redirected. I definitely couldn't be where I am right now without this help. We have approximately 13, almost 1,400 houses that are affected with this water, and still getting reports, more people emailing in of their damages. We had a little bit of an issue with, we had 2 different emails out there for them to report to, and a lot of these people were reporting to both emails. So it was creating a double work for us. We got that squared away. So our numbers originally looked like they were going to be a lot higher than they were. Thankfully they're not. Currently working with the IT department and the GIS department to be able to send out a mass email to the people. The link that we had that the state provided us had an issue, and it was basically broke. So a lot of people couldn't do the reporting that they needed to report. I was able to get that fixed this morning, and we've been getting emails out to people to put their information in that form. That form is what the state looks at. They gather all that information, they look at it to determine what's our next step as far as funding avenues. There's a matrix there that we have to fit into, and the state decides whether we fit in the matrices or not. Hopefully all that information will be there to them by Tuesday morning, and then it'll be a waiting game to wait for them to decide after they look at all the information on our next steps. Being with the recent Midland disaster, it may be a little bit yet before we hear anything. But other than that, we're doing well. We're on top of it. And like I said, I couldn't do it without all the help that I got. And I don't want to mention names because I don't have them all wrote down, and I sure don't want to miss anybody. But I had 6 or 8 people in here, and we were social distanced, and they were just plugging away, putting the names, emails, and addresses in so we could make a GIS map to show where all these houses were in Muskegon County. So we'd have an idea of where the hot spots were compared to people that didn't have issues. But I guess, anybody got any questions for me?
Susie, may I ask a question? Commissioner Skolnick. Susie, you're muted.
Bob, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, you can't say anything. Yes, go right ahead.
I'd like to ask a question. I know you said there was about 1,400 homes that were impacted by this. I'm specifically, I know one person who's had a disaster with the water, and I'm just curious. So will there be any money available for these people to help? I don't see how there's so many homes. I don't know what you could do.
Well, the funding, if we get any at all, will probably be from the Small Business Administration, and it's going to be in the form of a low interest loan. There is no free money out there. I know there's been some Facebook postings that, FEMA's going to come in and give us lots of money and it's free. That is not the truth. So SBA's, Small Business Administration, is probably going to be the funding mechanism, and that will be a low interest loan. You will have to pay it back.
Rich, but the SBA will be making loans to individuals because they don't own businesses. Just normal.
But businesses are also qualified to put their damage into this form and submit it to the state.
Okay, but they have to pay it back, even if it's at no interest. It's still going to be a burden. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
That is correct.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question? Madam Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes, go right ahead.
Rich, I've got a question. I've got a number of calls from residents in my district that are complaining about neighbors causing damage to other properties by pumping water out of their basements and yards and it running into other residents' basement and yards. One is, does FEMA cover that kind of damage if it's caused by a residence, or do they cover it with these low interest loans? I've talked to the road commission. They say that is against the law, but they have no enforcement policy. It's my understanding that the sheriff will not enforce that. Is there anything you can do about that?
No, and this is not a FEMA qualifying event from what I can see. And FEMA's not involved yet anyway, so we wouldn't even report it to FEMA. But I think that the Eagle or the DEQ would be the person to contact if a person is pushing water from one property to another property or onto the road.
Okay.
Anyone else have a question for Rich?
Yeah, Madam Chair, may
Yes,
I?
Go ahead, Gary.
Rich, you had said you're going to turn your forms in on Tuesday. So is there a deadline for the residents to have their forms into you?
They're not actually bringing them to me. When they do that online form, that automatically pushes them up to the state. So I don't have to put them up to the state.
Okay, so still Tuesday is the deadline.
Yes, and we will at the end of today. I'm hoping we had our GIS had a little crash, and they're working on putting it back together. We are going to put all the emails together and send out a mass email to everybody to let them know that that website that was broke is now fixed, and they need to fill in that form and send it up to the state before Tuesday morning. So they'll have the whole holiday weekend to get it done.
So Tuesday morning is our so-called deadline.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions for Rich? Thank you, Rich, for all the hard work you're putting in. I know you're crazy right now. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Madam
Bye-bye.
Chair, before you get
Yes,
started
sir.
on the closed session, Christine, I think, can explain it, but everybody who goes into the closed session will get an invite on your screen.
Okay.
So go ahead and read.
or settlement strategy in connection with the information systems intelligence versus the County of Muskegon, case number 16-000-694-CB, and the Ingham County document, the discussion of which in an open meeting would have a detrimental financial effect on the litigation or settlement position of the county. Do I have a motion to go in? We have a motion by Ken, a second by
Marcia.
Marcia. All those in favor? Aye.
Needs to be a roll call.
Aye.
Want a roll call? Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Lurry,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish. Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
that was a yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick. Commissioner Skolnick.
Mute.
To go
Yes.
into close.
Sorry.
Thank you. Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
that motion carries, and we will now move back into the closed session. Kristen, go ahead. I have a motion by Reelstein. Do I have a second?
Marcia, second.
And a second by Marcia to go back into open session. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Naish,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder, Commissioner Snyder, Commissioner Snyder to return to open session? Yes? I
You have
couldn't.
to unmute, John.
I think I.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
9 yes to return.
Thank you very much, and that motion carries. We are now back into open session, and we will go into old business. Does anyone have any old business to bring before this board? Seeing none, any new business? Seeing none, we will move into public comment. Is there any members of the public that would need a comment on this meeting? You will need, if you are on a telephone, please unmute your cell phone by dialing *6 to raise your hand from a cell phone, *9. Is there anyone that would like to have public comment? I see most of the participants have left.
Commissioner
Anyone?
Hughes, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
It's not, I can't hear
And who is this, please?
the Sheriff Pooler.
Hi, Sheriff. Yes, go right ahead.
I just, I want to update the commission on the incident we had happen yesterday in the jail. Shortly after 5 p.m., I was notified by my staff of an unresponsive individual in the facility. His cellmate had found him when they were getting ready for the meal pass. My staff had responded. They did CPR on him for almost 30 minutes as he was unresponsive. He, after emergency services responded, their EMS, the individual was pronounced dead. I was waiting to hold off on this to get you the information because I wanted to have information for you to share. I was contacted by the medical examiner's office probably in the last 40 minutes. He does congestive heart failure and a large heart, and they were going to be contacting his family to let them know. We've already communicated with them earlier, but because that's hereditary and they wanted them to know. I can report to you that this individual was here since March 9 of 2019 in our facility. He was housed with the same cellmate since August of 2019. And he is actually one of the, he was sentenced to prison on March 12th. And so the reason he was in our facility during this time is because the Department of Corrections was not taking any of the transfers. So I just want to update you on that. If anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm really sorry to hear that. Does anyone have any questions for Sheriff Pullen? Yes, Marcia, go right ahead.
Yeah, were there any medication issues? I know there have been some issues with people not being able to take their medications or not taking the ones they're used to, et cetera. Was there anything of that nature?
Well, I'm not familiar of any incidents where people are not able to take their medications. The biggest issue we have, and this, I guess wouldn't have been the case, but it's inmates selling their medication to one another. We've had that happen from time to time where they will cheat the medication, do it up. They'll sell their spit to one another for snacks and stuff like that. So we have an issue of sharing and hard to stay on top of, but
yeah, I was thinking of the medical contractor that we use, that where there were some issues of people getting the medication that they were used to when they came in.
Now, any medication that's not able to come in is supplied through the medical department. So,
Anyone else? Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you very much, Sheriff Poole, and I'm sorry to hear that, and I know your sheriff deputies take that real hard.
They do. Thank you.
Is there anyone else on public comment? Anyone else for public comment? We see no hands raised.
See no one.
No, I don't either. One more time, any more public comment? All right, that's the end of public comment. Do I have anything else? Did somebody say something? Yes, go right ahead, Bob.
I just want to say that I think these meetings are really demonstrating the need for better high-speed internet throughout the county. Those of us who live in kind of urban areas have a big advantage. I mean, the images I'm doing is pretty easy, and I know other people are struggling with it just because of the internet connections. So
I agree, although there's nothing as a county we can do about that.
no, I know that. But if you know, when the federal government or state wants to do something to try to increase the capacity to have high-speed internet, even in the rural areas, we should encourage it.
Oh, yes, without a doubt, without a doubt. Any other?
Madam Chair, I have
Yes,
I have a
Zach, go ahead.
follow up to Bob. There was some federal money, I think it was last year, $600 million for rural areas. I think it was a grant program issued by President Trump. And I was informed that the county was not, that we weren't included. I'm not sure I understand the full reasoning for that we couldn't apply for one of those grants, but maybe Matt Farah can give us an update to that at some point.
Okay, we can look into that. I know that sometimes it depends on what percentage of our county is rural or what percentage they consider as rural. I know with some of those it is, but well, maybe we could have Matt look into that and let us know. So. Anyone else? Yes, yes.
We had attempted to do that a number of years ago, and the Wi-Fi company that we hired or granted did Holton Township, I believe, in Eggleston. Unfortunately, they had a problem with trees, and we have some in Muskegon County. The other one, to be true, you know, when you get near the lake shore in my district, you have no phone signal even, let alone broadband. So it is essential, especially with kids learning and all of that, they need to have that kind of internet access.
That's true, yes.
Susie,
yes, go ahead, Bob.
Just wanted to say, Ken, I think you lost your connection today, didn't you, at some point?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a perfect example, and you're home too, right?
Right.
So.
You know, sometimes that's not something we can do because the phone companies and people that run the broadband, they're looking for a lot of people. And when you get out into the rural areas, it's so far between the farms, you know, where there's so many crops and stuff, it's hard. If they can't make any money, they don't want to do it. So it is difficult sometimes.
There, if I
Marcia, go ahead.
Yeah,
Marcia,
when I
go
was
ahead.
in the legislature, there were some attempts to require the companies to provide it in rural areas in exchange for something they wanted. And I don't recall, anyway, there was an attempt to do that at the state level, but I don't believe it was successful.
Okay, all right.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, Mark.
This is Mark. Could we have a motion for a special board meeting on May 28th?
Yes.
So moved.
Motion by Marcia, second by Commissioner Naish. So any questions or comments on this? What is the date again, Mark?
That would be May 28th.
May 28th, a special board meeting on May 28th. All right. Oh, Madam Clerk, could I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Naish.
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Lurry.
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
that motion carries. Thank you. Are there any other comments?
Yeah, Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Just that. Go ahead.
I have a
Commissioner.
question for Mark. Last year that there was an issue, the city of Muskegon owed us a 10 or 20-year-old debt of $1 million. There was a partial payment on that. Are we going to get an update on that balance?
Yes, Beth can give it to us. I believe it was paid last December, Beth.
It was paid in full. It has been paid in full since either early December, sometime in December, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Marcia, did you have a comment?
Yeah, did we need to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the lawyer?
No,
No.
we do not.
Yeah, that's Thursday. And what will that be at the time of the other meetings?
3:30.
Yes.
3:30. Thank you.
Yep.
Madam Chair, I have one last closing comment.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Lurry.
So we are in the beginning of a rolling economic disaster that potentially could dwarf the Great Depression. We're experiencing historic flooding and high water levels that are destroying private and public property. The Board of Muskegon Commissioners is passing hiring resolutions that incentivizes discriminatory practices. You are using a pandemic to push forward a useless resolution based on unsubstantiated claims of racism. That's my comment.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Zach, I don't understand what you said, so.
Commissioner Hughes, you're muted.
That's how come I didn't get a motion to adjourn.
I move we
So
adjourn.
move.
We have a motion and support. All those in favor, aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Have a great holiday.
You too, everybody. Have a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Back before then.